Right, so welcome back to part 2 of the backtesting series on, where do we get up to? Tuesday the 22nd. So I identified that I was looking for potentially one of three models. Now, as we can see, we can delete the high probability order block from there, which I'm going to delete on all three assets, not required. We can see our price traded down into this BISI H1. Let's just pan out to the hourly. There we go. So as we can see, traded down into this hourly fair value gap, and the market has rejected and repriced higher. And furthermore, we have traded through. I say we've traded through. It's looking likely that we've traded through the CBH4, but we've certainly traded into the higher one, so we can for now remove this one. So the SMT up here, not required. We've traded through that key price level as well. So what we can see now, let me just adjust the charts for better viewing. Okay, so we can see obviously an expansion higher. Let me just get some of these levels from the. There we go. Just want to get these levels off. Again, I just kind of like the applicable key price levels per time frame to be available. Okay, so as I said, we traded through. Get rid of that. There. So it's looking increasingly likely that we're trading up into this previous day's high. Now, what I want to see is whether the market continues to that price level, and then again within the execution window, whether we get a move. Now, this could continue to reprice higher. There's no reason why it couldn't, and if so, potentially it just means that there's no move. But we are clear on what we're looking for, which is the important aspect. So I'm going to pop this up to the 5 minutes. We're just going to go a little bit quick, and we'll continue with that. Okay, and we'll just let that run. So currently NQ obviously is looking increasingly likely. I'm not sure why. Let's just go back to that. Okay. NQ's looking increasingly likely to trade up to its previous day's high. And I'm just going to pan back out to the hourly just to see if there's anything that is of interest to me. Let's go to the H4. Not particularly. Not particularly, bearing in mind that NQ has traded to and through. So I'm I'm anticipating NQ to trade up to the previous day's high. Time is ticking. I mean, we're at 10:30 now. It's looking very unlikely that something is going to ensue. We can get rid of that out of here. Don't need that. Okay. So I'm just going to play this on just a little bit longer. And we can get rid of that as well. Looking at that key price level at the highs, not anticipating lower prices, if I'm honest. No, nothing as far as I'm concerned to do. Wouldn't be happy at putting risk into this market, and the market just seems now to be in a consolidation. And the clock is sort of ticking. This is a little disappointing, if I'm honest. And I'm just going to pause that there. We'll fan out to the hourly. So nothing doing. If we go to the 4 hour. Interesting. That is interesting. It wasn't something I was looking for, however. Certainly not a model I was looking for. Purge the H1 liquidity pool. Traded lower, but there was no tag. There'd have been no tag in there, if I'm honest. Yeah, there'd have been no tag in there. H15 order block here, prices displaced away, no tag. So not something I was looking at, but certainly something for me to monitor. So unfortunately, this one is going to be a short one. I wanted personally to see I certainly wanted to see price trade up into the previous day's high, sweep the liquidity, and then get the move lower. We didn't get that. The market traded up into, certainly for ES, if we just pan out to the hourly will do. We've got the H4 SIBI here. The market traded up into that. We did have SMT with YM. And then the market ultimately repriced lower. No opportunity to engage the market. and so we'll have to see how price continues to play out. But for me, what I was looking for was a purge of the high SMT at the highs, and then we would have been given the green light to go ahead and sort of frame the actual entry model. So unfortunately, nothing doing today. We'll come back again, see if we can get something on Wednesday. It's just a matter of being patient. You know, ideally, if you can identify one good setup a week, believe me, that is more than you could ever imagine. So that's what I'm looking for. If I get more opportunities, then great. I mean, yeah, did I not spot this one? No, I didn't spot it. Is it a viable setup for me? Yes, it is. Well, I say yes, it is. No, it's not. That isn't. This isn't a setup for me. So let me remove this. Yes, it looks nice and it looks pretty and stuff like that, but that's not a setup. There are certain high time frame frameworks that are required to be in place before I can engage in certain setups. Um, so those were not at play. There are certain specific criterias. Um, those were not at play, and therefore it's not for me to engage. So anyway, for apologies that we didn't get anything, but we come again. I'll be recording the next one of the episode in the days ahead, and let's see what the market presents itself. But for now, um, you know, hopefully you took something away from part one. I guess there was less from part two, but we'll try again and we'll get something really soon. So thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next one.